Welcome to today's broadcast. No matter what kind of day you are having, please remember that God is big and God is good. He is bigger and better than you think. A few months ago, as I was driving home on the interstate, at the end of an exit ramp, I saw a car off in the ditch. Nothing all that unusual, but the Lord used it to show me something. A young teenage driver was standing next to his open car door, as if the incident had just happened. Could I help him? I thought to myself. In my truck, I always have a tow rope and a couple of log chains, and since my truck has four-wheel drive, I was confident that I could get him back on the road quickly. But in the split second it took me to process this whole thing, I'd already passed the exit ramp. I considered driving backwards down the entrance ramp, but that would have been even more foolish than crossing the median. Either one would have been very difficult to explain to a highway patrolman. I was just going to have to wait and turn around at the next exit. But this time I was so ready to help the young man that I actually hoped somebody else wouldn't beat me to it. Let me break into my story at this point. While you don't yet know how all this ends, you are surely convinced, as I am convinced, that I had all the tools necessary to solve this young man's problem. After all, I was driving a four-wheel drive truck with all the necessary equipment. Surely I could help him. It wasn't as if I was driving an ultra-compact smart car and unable to even consider the possibility of pulling him out of the ditch. As I said, as strange as it might sound, I was so ready to help the young man that I hoped somebody else wouldn't beat me to it. And then it hit me. I wasn't in my truck. I was driving our car. And so I drove on, hoping somebody with the right equipment would come along quickly to help him out. We read in Ephesians 1:19 through 23, I want you to know about the great and mighty power that God has for us followers. It is the same wonderful power he used when he raised Christ from death and let him sit at his right side in heaven. There Christ rules over all forces, authorities, powers, and rulers. He rules over all beings in this world and will rule in the future world as well. God has put all things under the power of Christ, and for the good of the church, he has made him the head of everything. The church is Christ's body and is filled with Christ, who completely fills everything. According to God's word, we already have that same great and mighty power that God used when he raised Christ from death. We are Christ's body here on this earth, and we are filled with Christ. But this is only a collection of words in our brain, as long as we act as if the four-wheel drive truck is somewhere else or belongs to somebody else, and we act as if we're stuck in our little car. As long as we are caught up in small-minded thinking, we will believe that the problems we face can only be handled by somebody else with the right equipment, but not by us. How can we do anything? We are powerless. We are simply not equipped. But God is reminding us that we are very well equipped to handle these roadside emergencies and not to leave that vehicle at home. For more, please visit givethatmountain.org and have a wonderful day.